they are, if they're not with us or with us, good luck to them.
Look
But
to him. Look to
thank you
Moana.
to everybody that is here with us this morning at 9 a.m. my time. I get to sleep in and enjoy my tea, my lovely tea. You didn't think I had it this morning.
I didn't think you had it because you was a little behind. I joined I joined the link before you this morning. Like, what's going on, Kyron? Really, what's happening?
Wait, I told you to be on the link at a certain time. I was there by that time, and you were already there.
I was early, man. You know, if you on time, you late.
Nah, don't believe that. That's just that's just your boss trying to control you and make you work extra hours.
That's the truth right there. Shoot.
But how you doing? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, brother, man. I'm feeling a lot better. I know, like you said, I was doing the Stevie Wonder last week because my neck and my shoulder was hurting. Like I still can't really stay still for too long because the pain increases the longer I stay still. But doing a lot better.
Okay.
Um,
If
got
you
some
need to
sleep.
stand up and like do some jumping jacks, feel free
Nah,
to.
I'm good, man. I did my stretches. Taught the physical therapy this week. I got my stretches that I've been doing and trying to stay loose and limber.
Hmm.
And I was actually outside on a ladder power washing my the side of my house, my siding yesterday. So that's a I couldn't have done that a week ago. So that's good.
Okay, those words should never be put together. Outside on a ladder, power washing my house. Those all sound really bad.
Yeah, and I realized while I was doing it, I could have saved up to hire a professional to do it because
Yeah.
this actually a very dangerous thing to be doing for somebody who doesn't know what they're doing.
You got
Um,
kids. That's why you have kids. They're supposed to be
oh
doing
man,
that.
I ain't risking my kid. I'll risk my life before I risk the kid's life for sure.
You know,
But you
horrible
know,
dad.
it was, it was good though. It was good.
All right. All right. Well, hopefully you feel better. I know we got to get the Bequest Studios Kickstarter going. So
Yep,
hopefully
yep.
we can find some ways to get people to back that. But our guest today has a Kickstarter going also, and they're almost funded. So I don't even know why they need to be on our show. I mean, they don't need us
They're
in
right
any
there.
way.
They always they
Yeah.
always get funded, man. I love it. I need some tips. We're going this whole show is gonna be tips and tricks.
Oh, okay. All right. So we're going to bring on our guest today, the amazing Greg Moquin of Seernova Comics, and we're just going to ask him everything and anything we want to know about how to get our books funded. So,
Go
Greg,
on the Four Tails podcast.
that's not good.
Yeah, I don't know. We had one Kickstarter fail.
Mm,
Hmm.
Technically two, but well, yeah, two. But one was in the very beginning,
mhm.
and that was before I actually knew anything really about Kickstarter or had any art for a comic.
Oh,
That was like when a new creator comes in and they're like, I need $50,000 for my Kickstarter, and you're
Right.
like, why? So I did like 10,000, and we were trying to do like 20 different things at once, and people were like, "What is this for?" I'm like, "It's for this, 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 this," and they're like, "No."
you're like, I don't want that.
Yeah. So that failed. We did Indiegogo. That was the first thing we ever did because I was like, "Oh, well, you can get the money like up front." And we got $292, and then that was it.
Mm.
Yeah, that was it. And so I thanked my mom for that,
Thanks, Mom. Shout out to Mom.
and that was it. And then after that, we had every other every, every campaign after that was successful except for our Chronicles of Horror 2 anthology. I asked for like $5,000 or something, and I guess I shouldn't have asked for $5,000 because we were like $2 or something away from funding on
Wow.
like the
What?
last day of that. Yeah, I was like, really? Someone can't just like give me that? And I didn't have the money to do it, even though it was like $1 or whatever. So I was like, well. So then I relaunched that as a quick starter, and we funded because I was asking for money to try to like recoup on like paying for things because we were more of the publisher for that at the time,
Mhm.
and yeah, so
Got that $2. Hey, yeah. Hey, man. If anytime you're within $25 of goal and you only got like an hour left, hit me up, bro. I got you. I can can at least pledge it. I might not have it actually in my bank account, but I can at least pledge it to get you over the goal.
Yeah, yeah, it was terrible.
Kyron is good for that too. Hey, if you when
Wait,
you're
don't be throwing my name under the bus like
yeah,
that.
no, me and Kyron, if you're within $50, hit us up. We'll do $25 a piece.
Okay.
We can
As
make
long as
that
you're
happen.
not busy power washing your house.
Yeah, because that's dangerous. Being on Kickstarter on the ladder with the power washer in my hand, that's dangerous. That's too dangerous. No, so tell us about you, man. Tell us about your start in comics. What you're creating for anybody else. Tell us anybody who hasn't heard of Seernova Comics. Tell us about that.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't know about Seernova Comics. So in 2014, I started writing one night because I got really bored and I was jobless at the time. And I was watching Everybody Loves Raymond. I don't know why I remember that. And then I started writing, and it was about like a firefighter going inside of like a research lab that's kind of sketchy, and that later turned into like over 1,200 pages of like a story.
Oh,
And that was the Seer Chronicles. That's our flagship title. That's probably taken the longest to do. It's like our Ace Blade, but like it's taking forever to get that one out. We're on the third issue of that, and my friend Hector is the artist. It looks cool. It's taking forever. We've gone through multiple artists for that series because of just different bumps in the road for different reasons. That stuff happens. We have Seer Chronicles, Inc., Mittens, which is a fan favorite, I guess. And that was the highest Kickstarter we've ever funded. Was the first one. That was like 5,000 something, or $5,432. I remember that because of how the number is. And then we have Scales now. So yeah.
all right. Well, I mean, you brought up Scales. What is Scales? Because that's what you guys currently have on Kickstarter going.
Yeah.
So, a brief overview of that.
What? What was that?
Oh, give us a brief overview of what Scales is.
It's a supernatural superhero origin story, but from someone that read it, my friend Erin Dowan's girlfriend, fiance, whatever they are. She said she really likes the story Scales, and she said it's more of like a foundation story. It's not really origin story. It kind of sets the series up as a whole. So this kid, Eric Drakeson, he's this rich kid, but he doesn't seem like it. He's just a normal kid. His dad passed away before the events of this comic, and him and his dad used to like bond a lot. And one of the things they bonded over was like kind of setting up adventures, like different vacations and stuff. This vacation he goes on with his family, with his mom and his step family, his stepdad and step brother. He doesn't really want to go on it, and then he ends up obviously going. Some stuff goes down that is pretty bad, and yeah, kind of sets up his destiny in a sense. So, if you like supernatural elements and superheroes, you'll like this.
Now, the name Scales, like, what is that in reference to as far as the story goes?
So I guess spoiler. There's a character. Yep, there you go. There's a character that's literally covered in scales, like, but that's not why it's called that. But that's one of the reasons is because of that. And the thing that he falls down in the cave to is called Temple of Dragons. There is a I have a keychain. This is one of the rewards you can get. There's a keychain. It's the Gaia. It's like the name of the dragon. So a little bit of backstory is there's this dragon that the Temple of Dragons is like centered around, and you kind of like Iron Fist in a way. Mm-hmm. Instead of chi, you kind of get like the spirit of Gaia inside you or whatever. You train, and then you're chosen as one of these Temple of Dragons people, and you're able to release and use that energy to defend yourself or whatever. But yeah, so that is why it's called scales, because dragons have scales.
Love it. I
Yeah.
see our guy Sean Barbour is anchor on this project. Sean is a good friend of the podcast. Kyron has worked more closely with him than I have, but he's one of those guys who is always promoting his work and out there talking about his work. Um, so
Be
I
on the
see
lookout for issue 2 of I Drive for Server, drawn by myself and inked by Sean Barbour, coming soon to Kickstarter.
Yeah.
absolutely. So tell us about the team that you got, and what is the goal for how many issues are you're planning on doing? I saw this as one of the expansion titles from Seernova Comics. Is that right?
Hmm. um, so, uh, so I made a really long Excel sheet
Mm-hmm.
like a couple weeks ago, and I have titles going up until this can obviously change because it's not like a set timeline. But I have projects going all the way to 2077.
Oh
That's not a
wow.
real year. Yeah. So like, um, there's a bunch already written in my Google Drive, uh, and even Dylan, my partner for Seernova, he doesn't even know all the stories. He just sees the titles and he's like, "What is that?" I was like, "Yeah, it's coming, in 30 years from now."
Where is Dylan, by the way? I've never got to talk to Dylan. Except
He's
for, no, wait, I'm sorry. I got to talk to Dylan once when I was on your guys' podcast. Why isn't he here today?
he's always busy. His father-in-law is in the country because he's from Brazil. So
Oh,
yeah,
Oh,
so he's trying to speak to him.
all right, fine.
Yeah, but yeah, he's
hey,
not normally around unless if I need him. Like, hey, you want to do a live stream or something like yesterday? But yeah, I'm the one that's mostly promoting, so we're trying.
Yeah,
But
Kevin Chapman, what's up going on, man? Thank you. Hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you check out Greg's Kickstarter called Scales. Greg, for anybody that maybe hasn't checked it out, who would you say is the audience for this type of book?
anybody like superheroes, the supernatural, um, or National Lampoon movies without anything that has to do with National Lampoon. That doesn't make any sense because they got the word vacation in it. Um, but that's stupid.
that's
Yeah.
hilarious. No, I think you're doing a good job, man. Like you said, you're primarily the one um promoting it, but you already uh, got 11 got over $1,000, a $1,500 goal. It's not easy to get people on board, no matter how many followers you got, no matter how many past backers you got. Kickstarter is always hard, man. It's every
Yeah,
single time it's hard to get people to get on there and pledge. And we've been thinking about doing stuff outside of crowdfunding, even though the platforms are great. It's really stressful. it's really
Mhm.
it's really stressful. So no, I think you're doing a great job, man. So what are the secrets, man? How do you stay consistent? I think consistency is like the biggest thing. Like, you consistently put out content, like we were talking before the show. You don't get involved in a lot of drama and stuff like that in all the indie communities. You're kind of straight to business, always on a Sear Nova tip, and promoting other people's work. How do you kind of block out all of the noise outside and stay so focused on the comics?
I see that stuff and I just don't care. So, I don't care if someone's mad at someone. I got my own stuff going on, so also like the whole upstairs of my house has been gutted for like a year, so I'm just focused on trying to get that done.
Mm,
That's what I was doing before I came on this. We had to get a U-Haul and then get a bunch of wood and stuff. Um, yeah, so I'm focusing on that, and I just want to tell my stories. I don't really
yeah.
I want people to read them. I don't really care if someone is mad because I can't even think of an example right now.
He's like, I'm in my world. I don't want anything outside affecting my world. That's all it
Yeah.
is.
No, I
I mean,
think that's
yeah, that's a great way to live life. Honestly, I wish more people did that.
Me too.
Then I feel like if we lived like that, social media would crumble and we wouldn't have any need for
Yeah,
it.
because it likes the negativity when you
Yeah,
don't need to be negative. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think though it's so yes, the negativity is where I think people get stuck on it, but like the social media is definitely good for sharing the things that you enjoy. If people can, like I said, Greg is a prime example. He'll share things that he likes. He'll share things on his social media that he likes, whether it's Facebook or Instagram and stories and all that stuff. But it's just not getting sucked in by all the negativity. It's hard not to get attached to all these other groups and people that you see on social media, and it's very healthy to kind of have a healthy disconnection from it. So I think I applaud you for that, because it's obviously very hard to do. You know what I'm saying? For most people, I'll say for most people it's hard to do. So shout out to you for that, man.
Yeah.
all right. So we know Scales is gonna fund. I mean, you guys have like 3 weeks. I mean, I'm just being honest here. This is a done deal here. So what happens next for Seernova after this?
Uh, it's basically paying to print it because the book's already done. The only thing is Jerome is I have to pay him to read letter a couple things because we technically released the comic like a couple years ago, but it was as a stretch goal, so only like a few people ever read it, and
Okay.
the 4 people or whatever that I'm like, can you give me a pull quote? And then yeah, he's just changing some of the dialogue because I've learned in the past that like I write a lot of dialogue, not like Brian Michael Bendis, but like I it's kind of a lot. And then Dylan's like, we have to shorten that, and I was like, okay, so that's really all he has to do. And then we have a new cover, but I already paid for that, so then we're just funding issue 2 because that's what I really can't wait to tell, because it's really hard to market issue 1 without spoiling the comic. It's actually really hard. Yeah.
I mean, you can spoil whatever you want. We're totally fine on this
That's
show
Yeah.
to
what
do
this
that.
show. This show is actually for spoilers. Like,
Yeah.
literally.
Change the
And
name to just spoil the comic
some of
instead
the spoilers are in the trailer, so like
Let's
yeah.
play it.
Okay. I'll play it. Wait. Okay, well, let me bring it back up.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we're talking about
That's my favorite thing to do is get spoilers. But honestly, like I've been a big proponent of spoilers. Like they used to call me Team Spoiler Alert. But I honestly think like one of the best ways to market these books is just like we do with the big two. Like we talk about what's happening in these books,
Mhm.
and then as long as the story is good, it really doesn't take away from your experience to know what's going to happen. Like you still have to read it to get to know the characters, to see why they made the decisions that they made, and those are the things that are impactful. Like the stuff that you see in trailers for movies doesn't spoil the movie for you, because 9 times out of 10 you're not thinking about that stuff when you're in the moment.
Yeah,
let's
that's true.
let's watch it. Let's see.
Oh, that menu is so annoying.
All right.
A solid trailer right there, man. Who was the man? Who pushed him off the cliff? Like, I want to know
um,
these things. How did you get Iron Man in your comic book? I want to know. I want to know these things.
yeah. So I still got to change that trailer because I have two versions. I have the one that says coming soon, and then now funding a Kickstarter. Yeah. So the one that pushed his mom off the cliff is actually his stepdad. So spoiler.
See? The drama, the
Whoa.
Yeah.
drama right there.
And it's awesome because Jessica, one of the people that gave me a pull quote, she said it's like one of her favorite indie comics. I don't have an ego or anything, and she was like, I did not see that coming at all because like he seems like a fine, like nice stepfather, and then out of nowhere he pushes her off a cliff, calls her a bitch, and slap. So you're like, what? Yeah. So
On vacation, like we're just supposed to be having a good time.
yeah.
Hey, I like it, man. So you just in that one trailer, like you got so much mystery. Like it's a solid setup, for a story. Hey, we're going on vacation. We've been planning this for a long time. This kid, he's like, I don't want to go without my dad. Dad's gone. We see that stepdad is in the picture, and he's not who he seems to be apparently.
Not at all.
Then
I have a feeling there's insurance money somewhere connected to this.
something, it's something. So hey, Sean, what's up, man?
What's going on,
Um,
Sean?
then we got this cave with the glowing green lights and this man covered in scales with no face and the monk with the Tony Stark armor in his chest, or glowing with the glowing circle in his chest, man. I love it, man.
It's called an arc reactor.
Got the
Arc
arc.
reactor.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave.
With scraps.
So it's actually really funny because I completely forgot. I made the plot and then I had another guy like write issue one
Mhm.
because I was busy writing 7,000 other scripts.
You
And
keep Stan Leeing everything.
yeah, technically Eric's dad is like a Tony Stark kind of guy.
Okay.
Slash, it's like Laura Croft Tomb Raider. He kind of goes on like adventures a lot. He likes to do like adventures and vacations and all that stuff.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, someone did mention something about like Indiana Jones. Someone reviewed it and said it's like Count of Monte Cristo. I was like, that's insane. I've never read that or seen the movie, but like
It's a great comparison, man. Monte Cristo is a great story. Great story.
It is a revenge story because second issue 2 it gets really deep into that. Issue 2 we jump 20 years, so yeah, I really can't wait to do it. And Sean did really good ink job on this.
Sean always does a great job with these things. Oh, Sean, hey, I'm gonna reach out to you about possibly doing an ink for me real quick. Just I gotta finish up the page, but sidebar.
Man, I gotta bump up my pledge now. I wanted to I've been into digital comics recently. Now I got my iPad. I can read and more stuff, but this is one I think I wanna have the physical version for. So
There's a green foil version. I wish I had it printed right now, but
His goal is 1,500. Can you increase yours to make it 1,498?
not quite that much. Can't
Well,
quite.
but just put it like $2 less, so that way the fear of being short by $2 just gets into his mind.
you
Not quite
closed your
that.
studio to open a new one or whatever you're doing, so you got the money.
No, I don't. I literally don't. But it's that I didn't even watch. A lot of times when it comes to Kickstarter, if it's somebody that I know puts out good work, I don't even look at the page. 9 times out of 10, if I'm back,
I percent don't do that. I see
yeah,
something cool and then I'm like, I'm gonna back, or it's like a friend or whatever. So
yeah, yeah. So when I saw it this morning, I saw we had you on the show. I didn't know that you even had anything going until I started doing the research and everything. That's how social media is now. It's like you don't
yeah.
even know, that that people are launching stuff. So I was
Yeah,
like,
like I message like a couple people and be like, "Hey, I have a Kickstarter," because like it's people that I know that will back, or
mhm,
someone that gets every single one of our comics because he knows both me and Dylan
yeah,
separately. Um, and they're like, "I didn't know this was happening," and I was like, "Yeah, Facebook."
yeah.
Yeah.
It really is like that. So I backed it as soon as I saw it. I went to the page. I was like, oh yeah, I got to get
Nice.
this. But I there's certain stuff that I like to have the physical. So definitely I wanted to increase my pledge there, man. I like the story. I like how it looks. You got Sean as the inker. So I know I can get him to sign it whenever I meet him, and if I ever come, if I ever where do you live? Where are you at? Where are you
I'm
stationed?
in upstate New York.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Next time I'm up that way, I might have to stop by and get you to sign some books.
yeah.
So,
I
man, I
like
like it.
I like how you're just throwing this around. Like, I'm just gonna buy this book. I'm just gonna go up to upstate New York and just say hi. And
Just
Sean and
saying,
I are over here on the West Coast, just twiddling our thumbs, be like, we want to meet everybody.
I'll mail it out to y'all. I can't even, I can't even
Sounds
lie and say I'm coming out to California anytime soon.
Which is why one of these
Everything,
days I'm gonna come into North Carolina to a show, and I'll be like, "What's up, Danny?" Not even
hey,
tell you.
it'll be a great day. It'll be a great day.
Yeah, we're starting to do conventions. We started last year. We did two. We want to do like four. Um, and one is Saratoga Comic Con, which I think we're gonna be able to do if he answers the email back.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would like to do Baltimore if that's possible.
Or that's a good show.
that's a great show. Yeah,
Yeah,
great show.
so but
Absolutely, man.
That's all.
Dylan is in Nashville, so he wants me to actually go to Nashville at some point. So,
Have you guys
Nashville.
ever met, like physically in
oh
person?
yeah, he
Oh,
used to live here, not in my house, in the basement. Yeah, no. So he used to
I like
live in
only
upstate New
couple things
York,
for like,
and then he moved with his brother, and then they have like a music studio, music company. Because he has like three or four other companies besides Seernova. He's got his marketing company. So the only reason why I'm kind of okay at marketing is because of him. He does web design, so that's like his business is marketing and web design and all that stuff,
okay.
consulting. Um, yeah, and then he does music, and he doesn't do music, but his brother does, and he's just like the marketer for that, all that stuff.
Dylan just
So
sounds like Danny. That's just all Danny does too. Danny
yeah,
says he doesn't rap, but he raps all the time. And Danny's brother does music that we use on our show, and he makes a living off his music. I'm like,
I actually got a rap coming out. I had an idea. I shouldn't even say this because if I don't do it, somebody else is going to do it and go extremely viral. But I
uh,
had I have an
social
idea.
worthy.
Have no, not so sure. I have this idea for Ace Blade to battle rap like popular characters, like Batman. Like if he was battle rapping Batman, Superman, like the punchlines that I've written are like they're pretty good. So I'm thinking about as soon as I got even though I don't have any hair, like I got a wave cap coming and I got some shades that I'm gonna put together. So yeah, gotta do it for the comics. Got to.
So this is gonna be like takeover bars, but comic book style takeover bars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Gotta do it.
I can't see Batman rapping. It would just
Nah,
be him saying I'm Batman, like,
yeah,
and then he just drops the mic.
yeah.
That's all he needs to do,
Res-
though.
That's the response right there.
He just stands there for 30 seconds, looking like all scary, and then just says, "I'm Batman."
I'm Batman. Yeah, they're literal punchlines, exactly.
All right. Well, I think it's a good time for us to go into our quick takes. Uh, you're ready with that?
I'm ready. Let's go. I love it. I love it. So quick takes is a rapid fire Q&A session. If you haven't seen the show before, where we grill our guests with their deepest, darkest secrets that we found online. As I said before, I couldn't find anything on Greg at all. I couldn't find
Well, it's
anything.
over. All right.
So what I did was I was able to compile a few things, that I believe you might enjoy, and we'll see. All right. So,
Okay.
question number one: I believe that you are a fan of Avatar. I saw that you did one of those. Which Avatar,
Yeah.
which bender would what type of bender would you be? So, question number one: if you lived in the Avatar world, what type of bender do you think you would be, and or which Earth King or which kingdom would you be a part of?
Probably what air would be cool, but probably water, just because I could live in water. Like I love
Mm,
swimming, so yeah,
okay, okay. See, that's something we didn't know about you.
yeah,
See, we're already getting to know. We already getting to know you a little better. Okay.
Yes.
Um,
We can't drown. Great. All right. Okay.
That's all right. That's all right. Question number two. This is one that we ask a lot of creators, but because I know you did your own Seernova Con virtually, I wanted to ask you, which one do you prefer? Big shows, big cons, small shows, or virtual shows?
uh, so I haven't done a big show yet,
Mhm.
um, and I've heard it's harder to obviously get people to come to your table if it's a bigger show, depending on what show it is. So I guess small shows, just because we went to two last year, and the second one we got like double our table and stuff, so that was pretty good. And I saw people there that were there both days. They didn't get anybody at all at their table, which kind of
Mhm.
sucked. But we were
Mhm.
the only people that were actually like comic creators at a
Mhm.
con. So yeah, um, I think small shows.
Yeah, that helps. That helps sometimes. I think I'm a proponent of small shows. I like to actually talk to people and kind of meet people in the community, and I
Yeah,
can.
but Dylan was talking to the guy that like created the event the entire time. So I was there
I,
like standing by the table the entire time.
hmm
Uh, my feet hurting just
Yeah.
standing there for 8 hours. And he's just giving him marketing ideas, like because it was the first time that they ever did one, and he's like, "This
Oh
is what
yeah.
you should do." And I was like, "Oh, okay,
Hey,
I'll
see,
just be here by myself."
go ahead and build that partnership, man. That could be a real good thing for you, man.
Yeah,
And I think like for small shows, I don't have the quick pitch. Like I don't have the 15-second pitch down. So like for
I
big
have
shows,
that for
like,
I have that for one comic because
mhm.
it's mittens. So I'm just like, "You like cats?" That's all I have to say. And then they're like, "Oh," and then they come over and they're like, "I like cats." And I was like, "This
Cats in
is the
space.
easiest thing to sell. Do you like
Hey,
Star Fox 64?" And they're like,
they'll buy it.
"Yes." And I was like,
They'll
"Awesome."
buy it. I love it. Cat people are like that though. Like you like cats, I got something about cats. Oh really? I love it. I'll
I
buy it.
like cats. I have 64 cats in my house. And they're like,
Definitely
"All right,
make
cool. You can have another one."
Ninja Cats next year for that. Okay, question number three. Um, what the f is this thing? Uh, this thing right here. What is this?
I don't know if they still have that there, but there's a park. No, not in New York City. In Schenectady, there's a park called Central Park, and
Mhm.
this is a slide that they made to torture children.
Uh,
So you
yeah.
had to like you have to climb on the rail on the side of it to try to get up, and then while you're doing that, there's literally kids on the top part of the weird slide to try to like kick you down because it's the 90s and they don't the parents don't care that you're getting kicked in the face, so they're like they're trying to push you down and be like playing king of the hill on a slide,
Wow.
and then you
Wow.
can like sprain your ankle on those roots or whatever. So yeah.
That's the other thing. I was like, there's roots underneath it. What could it?
Yeah.
First of
Yeah.
all, who designed it? Second of all, who decided to put it on top of tree roots? And third of all, like, what is this torture device? Like, it looked like something from a Saw movie, but I was like, oh,
Yeah,
I
jigsaw
don't
maybe.
know. Oh, okay, okay, cool. All right. Question number four. Another question we ask a lot of creators. In your opinion, what are the best and worst parts of creating comics?
um well, I do like let's see, I like paying them for like this stuff. but like creating it, but probably getting the money and then wasting your money. Or just go away.
You're not supposed to say you waste it.
Not waste it, but like
Yeah.
I have my paycheck and I'm like, ooh, look, and then it goes away. So
Yeah.
there's that, and just I kind of like marketing, but it is kind of annoying at times. So that too.
For sure. Absolutely is an ever changing field. I'll be honest with you. Okay, cool. And last but not least, we got we always do a top five list because we have another show called Top Five Live that we do on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Yes, you're part of the show, Kyron. Stop shaking your head. And we always try to get our guests to do a top five list off the top of their head. So for you, I saw that you had for one of your projects to do an homage cover for some sci-fi movies. So I want to know, what are your top five sci-fi movies off the top of your head?
Fifth Element,
Mm.
RoboCop. Uh, hmm. Judge Dredd, I guess.
Ooh, Judge Dredd is a good one. That's a good one.
But which one though?
The
The Stallone or the Urban?
well, I like
I
them
like
both.
I like the Carl Urban one, man. I
Yeah.
really
I did watch the original one when I used to be a security guard, and all I did was watch movies.
did.
And I saw that one, and I'm just like, this is different than the other. uh, yeah, I like all the RoboCop movies. I guess Terminator 2.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I didn't see Terminator until a couple years ago. Yeah, and then Travis Gibbs like, well, I'm not coming on your podcast until you watch Terminator.
Wow.
All right. Um,
One more.
Travis is like, I need you to see Arnold Schwarzenegger naked before you come on my podcast. That's all.
Yeah. Prime Arnold.
Yeah.
Big Road. We got one more. One more.
Wow. Dune, like the newest first, because I haven't seen the second one.
Okay.
The original Dune, I fell asleep. So
I heard it was a drag, but
yeah, like because it's the 80s or 80s, right? And like just the effects and everything.
yeah. I heard Dune Part 2 is really good.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen Part 1, so I'm gonna find it and watch that 3 hour movie, and then go watch the 3 hour movie. So, but no, that's a good list, man. That's a good list. You got some good ones in there. That's good ones in there. Thank you for doing that for us. That has been Quick Takes this week, brought to you by Baby Yoda.
No, we can't use that. Disney's gonna sue us, dude.
Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
We have to be making some money for them to sue us.
That's true. That's true. All right. Well, Greg, this has been fun, and we appreciate you being on. We want to make sure everybody follows you and keeps up with your work, and also, backs your Kickstarter. So, first, what are your social medias that people can maybe check you out on?
Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, Twitter, X, or whatever you want to call it. Facebook, obviously. Our website. So just SeernovaComics.com, which is the website, and then it's just Seernova Comics. Like anything, you could just type that in Google, and you'll find us.
All right. And what about your Kickstarter?
Yeah, just type Scales issue 1, I guess, in Kickstarter, or the little link that is in the comments, or yeah. I tried typing Scales in Kickstarter, just Scales, and other things pop up, like some 3D project or whatever. Oh, TikTok, right? Yeah, I'm on there too. Until they ban us, and some police state or something. So, yeah.
All right. Danny, where can people check you out?
Y'all know me. Best place to find me is my website, fourthwallpros.com, so you can get all the comics and everything. And if you want to find me on social media, it's at the Ace Blade on all social media platforms. Kyron, where can people find you?
You can check me out on all social media platforms at Taurus Comics. You can also go to my website, tauruscomics.com. Just uploaded the ability of buying issue 4 of Solid Lightning Wielder, plus my wife's book, My Hero Among Superheroes. We have a couple more copies of that. So if you guys want to check those out, please go there. And if this is your first time checking out this podcast, you can go to our website, fourtailspodcast.com, and go back and look at some of our previous episodes, listen to those, buy us some merchandise, support us. Since, like Danny said, we don't get paid doing this. Please feel free to help us in any way. But please join us next week, where we're going to have Richard Dury back. Well, actually, he's never been on the show, so he'll be here for the first time. We'll talk about his comics. But until next time, sayonara, goodbye, and everyone, please take care of yourselves.
I want to know what it is Quick is trying to say.